Happy September! It's that time of year again. I can't believe it's already fall. Today's my birthday. I am 36. I can't believe it. I definitely feel older, that's for sure. But so thankful for another year. Jesus has given me a beautiful birthday today. So I'm out here on our back porch just enjoying the clouds in the sky, the bright blue sky today. Perfect, breezy. You may be able to hear the wind blowing behind me. Just good. Good for the soul when you have this kind of weather and you can enjoy it on your back porch. So thankful for that. There are literally fluffy clouds in the sky, and that is my favorite. So very thankful for today. Normally on my birthday, I spend the day decorating our house for fall, but I went ahead and did that over Labor Day weekend since it was a long weekend and my husband was home with us. Went ahead and got that done, so I think today I'll film a fall home tour for you all, and I'm going to go to my little antique booth and do a fall booth reset, which that's always pretty fun. I had a lot of fun decorating this year here at the house. The first day, it took me a day and a half to get it all done. The first day was crazy. I was praying, Jesus, you better help me get my house back together because it's always a mess. I try my best to be organized and to just get it done, but I think I put so much pressure on myself, and I have so many pumpkins. There's only 2 fall boxes, but they're pretty good size fall totes, so it gets a little overwhelming and crazy. And I was saying I was never going to decorate again and everything, but I got it. I went to bed the first night with fall things everywhere. I kind of gave up and was like, nope, I'm not feeling this. And the next morning I woke up and put some praise and worship music on, and it just started coming together. I just felt very inspired. So I'm very happy with the way everything turned out. I can't wait to show you all. Fun fact or random thing about me is we've lived in our house for 7 or 8 years now, and I have never ever decorated the same way. It's just a fun challenge for me to keep things different and to move things around, shop my own house. We are home all the time. I homeschool my oldest son, and I'm a stay-at-home mom. So it helps me and him, both of my boys, love when I redecorate, especially seasonally. So it helps us to feel like, we're keeping things new and fresh, even though we're here all the time. So that's really good. Once it's done, it feels so nice and refreshed. And I use a ton of things that I've found from Salvation Army and yard sales, Facebook Marketplace. So it's a super affordable way to, keep things moving. And then I do have a little booth at our little flea market down the road. So once I'm done with something, I just stick it in my booth and just continue moving things around and changing things up. So that's worked out super nice for me. But in watching my videos, I hope that you get ideas and you are inspired to think outside the box. Fall decorations don't have to be just pumpkins and leaves. You can decorate using a specific color scheme and vintage antique items that are technically everyday things. You'll see that a lot in my house. And I don't know, using a collected, well-loved, worn-in items in your house really makes it feel like a big hug when you walk in the door. It just feels like there's a story to be told. So I don't know, I highly recommend that you use the old stuff. And I love TJ Maxx and Hobby Lobby and Amazon Prime, but it is just, I don't know, there's something special about collecting things that not everyone has and bringing them into your house and creating little spaces that you could just think of a story. A hummingbird just flew up to our screen. So yeah, hopefully you enjoy watching this video. I haven't done a set down intro in so long, and this one's getting kind of chatty. So I'll stop talking, and I just hope that you can relax and unwind for a little bit with me today, and that you just really enjoy and get excited about preparing your house for this autumn season that is coming up on us very soon. So let's go on to the front door and we'll get started. Okay, this is my second attempt at filming this. I rewatched everything that I recorded yesterday, and it just seemed like I was moving a little bit too fast. So I'm gonna slow it down and do this again. But here we are, right when you walk in our front door. And this is what I've got going on. Almost everything you see here was a Facebook Marketplace find, yard sale, you know the drill. This buffet is where we keep all of our homeschool curriculum and supplies. So every day we just go pull out what we need, and we'll go to the back porch or wherever we want to do school for the day, and then we put it right back.
I made 4. Look at the houses I made.
Good
1,
job.
2, 3, 4. We're both doing 4.
Good
Say
job.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So I try to kind of do an educational theme a little bit with my decorating on top of the buffet. For example, the books that I used this time are old school books in fall colors, of course. And I just have some brown and white dishes, some straw hats, and one pumpkin. I got this little wood board at the Goodwill. And this I found at Salvation Army, and right now it's keeping Honey's little treats in here. So when she goes potty, we have them right here. We give them to her, but they're hidden so you'd never know. And right by the door, I just have some baskets, a lady reading. Fall's the perfect time to curl up with a good book. And then a brown and white plate. Somebody heard the treats. Honey, hi. Say hello. Over on the table, I have some antique decorating books and this little stained swan with some dried flowers. I love using dried flowers in the fall. This pumpkin basket has tissues in here, which we have been having some allergy issues around here. The ragweed is so bad this year, so definitely need those. And I like that they're hidden and displayed in a cute way. the frame here, this is wallpaper. I ordered some wallpaper to fill in the frame above our bed, and I had some left over, so I just added it there to the frame. And then here in the hallway, I did put a little horse print and a little dog there. I'll go in the kitchen. On the island, everything was thrifted. Even the candle, it was brand new. So, it smells really good. It's pumpkin apple or something, I don't remember, but I just put it on a little wooden cake stand with this wreath around it. And in my pendant lights, I like to hide little pumpkins in there just for an unexpected little whimsical touch. The lights up here don't get hot and they don't touch. So there's that. My big birthday flower bouquet over there. Over here, I always bring out copper for the fall, so that's what we've got going on there. Copper pans, those were all found at Goodwills and yard sales. And then up on top, these are pumpkin like cookie jars that I have up there. I've got to add flour on my shopping list. I've been making cookies and banana bread a lot. And then I just have this cookbook. And my little honey jar. And then this I think is a candle holder. I got it at Hobby Lobby, but I put my soap in it. This is a glass jar. It's pretty big. I got that at TJ Maxx. It looks fancy and festive, but it was only like $6. I always get my soap from TJ Maxx because they have the cutest little bottles of soap and they're very affordable. I got some brown and white plates on this side of the sink. And then some copper over here. And my beautiful birthday flowers. A view from the kitchen window. I've got apples and little pumpkins over here. And this rug I just got at Hobby Lobby. And then I always like the way this little corner turns out. Okay, and over here on the mantle, I just have a collection of thrifted amber glass bottles in a little collection with some dried flowers. The biggest one there in the middle and the eucalyptus both came from Goodwill. You can see the sticker and the reflection. And then I have candles to bring in more of the fall colors. I just stuck some leaves and stems kind of around to fill in the space and add more texture. And then ignore the dirty walls. We have small kids and I don't want to paint just yet, even though I know it needs to be done. We have brown and white dishes on the sides of the mirror frame, and then cutting boards to bring in that warmth and the wood tone. And then I just have an ironstone soup tureen with a velvet ribbon. And I saw this on Pinterest, walnuts with a candle. My boys love walnuts, so got them ready for snacking. And then this antique runner. You can see our fall bookshelves in the back. We've already been reading those during school in the morning. And then my husband made this bench out of a headboard I found at Salvation Army. I just put the plaid pillow. And this is a frame I got at a yard sale for $3. It's so pretty. And I put a pillow cover that I got from Amazon in it. It's literally just tucked in there. You can see on the bottom right there. But I feel like if you don't look too close, it does look like a watercolor painting. But it's just a hunting scene with the dogs and the horses. And I only paid like $6 for this on Amazon. And it ended up almost fitting perfectly in this frame. So that's our little secret. And then moving on in to the living room. The lighting is never really good, but hopefully you can see what I've got going on. In this secretary, I kind of went with a horse and dog theme. The little lady portrait at the top I got at Salvation Army, and the eucalyptus. The trophy here, the dog, has a really pretty copper color to it. And I just tied a ribbon with this frame and the horse. Hopefully that's showing up. I'll open the doors in a minute. And this is a cologne bottle. I got both of these little horses at a yard sale. Thrifted frame that I added some prints to. This little guy came from a yard sale. This old hunting trophy I got at Goodwill for $4. It is so cool. And a dog painting over here. This is my favorite area that I've decorated this year. What I did on top of the mantle. I have champagne buckets on both sides with these metal leaves that are supposed to be hung on a wall, but I did this last year and I did bring this back again because I really love the colors on them. Very unique. This was my granny's belt that she just gave me. So I've just kind of tucked in the extra behind here to make it fit around the champagne bucket. I need to vacuum. And then candles. Cortland and the boys brought in some real leaves from the yard, so I added them in here. This is not a garland, but it kind of gives that same effect, just not as big and bulky. So I just tucked dried flowers and leaves and stems to kind of make it feel like there's a garland. And I brought out all of my maroon and brown books. And I have some matching brown and white plates on both sides of my clock. One of my all-time favorite Salvation Army finds are these Jane Austen books that I found for $2 a piece. They're super old and they are falling apart, so you have to be very careful, but they're so pretty. And it's so fun to go on YouTube and find a screensaver for your TV. I just typed in antique fall art for TV and I found this one. I love the details of the frame on that. When we're doing school, we turn on the fall ambiance scenes where there's like leaves falling and jazz music playing. It's extra cozy. I think we had a coffee shop going this morning. So if you didn't know about that, highly recommend. I got the eagle mirror up here at a yard sale. And inside the hutch, I have some ironstone pitchers with dried hydrangeas. This super heavy little swan I found when we went to St. Augustine. And then I just tied a velvet ribbon around William Shakespeare. I have my big school bell. And a brown and white pitcher with some pumpkins and more dried flowers. Anytime I get a bouquet of flowers, if there's anything in them that looks like they would dry nicely, I always save them to use for decorating. And then I did stick a couple stems up here on top. And I brought these ladies back over here. And I left the lacy curtains for now. Got some fur blankets and the brown and white toile pillows. And And on the coffee table, I just have a basket tray with a little leaf that's holding my candle trimmer and a little pretty magnifying glass. And then I have a candle here from Farmstead Comforts. She's on Instagram, and I've never ordered from her before, but I loved the amber glass jars, and her labels are so pretty. And this one is pumpkin pie. It smells so good, and it's a wood wick. So I'll try and link her Instagram profile in my bio, or the description, sorry. The candle link's in her bio on Instagram, but I'll link her Instagram account in my description of this video. And I'll show you the other candle I got from her too. That's over on the buffet. I think I forgot to mention that one. So this one is called Autumn. And it is white heirloom pumpkin and maple crunch cookies. And it smells so good. And I saw Homemade Vintage took Rub and Buff on her candle lids. So I did that to these because I just feel like it matches better. So there's that. And then I'll take you out on the back porch to finish up my fall tour. This table out here I got on Facebook Marketplace for $20. I really loved the legs on it, and it was particle board, just a really cheap tabletop. So my husband built this and we stained it, and that's been about 5 years ago now. So I really need to do it again, but we eat out here and do a lot of arts and crafts, so you'll see paint and different things. So I need to restain again. But on the table, I just have this pumpkin candle, and I stacked a couple plates. And then over on my hutch, I stacked different baskets on top and tucked in a few little dried stems and pumpkins up there. And in the bottom we have quilts for laying down in the grass if we have a picnic, or if I just want to lay down there while the boys play. These are all wooden little tools that I found out thrifting. And then a old mirror. I brought out this copper ice bucket with my brass pear and apple. Wanted it to kind of feel like you were going apple picking, and that's your little apple pail. And another little bucket, it's brass, with dried flowers, a wooden spool, another bottle. can still see our sunflowers in the garden. And this is one of the fall ambiance scenes I was talking about. It's a coffee shop with the jazz music. It has the leaves falling down. It's someone's front porch. So when we do homeschool, we have this in the background. There's all kinds of different ones to choose from. And then I just have some more amber glass bottles. And a little pumpkin over here. Alright, that is it for my fall home tour. I hope you liked it. I hope you got some ideas of ways to cozy up your house for the next couple of months. And I hope you feel inspired to go out and look for some new items on your thrifted treasure hunting list. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. I can't believe it's already fall home tour time, and pretty soon I'll be doing a Christmas home tour. So that's exciting. So many fun festivities to come. I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you next time.